I'm glad you showed up today because I want to talk about fear. Why do we have it? And more than anything, how can we overcome it? So the first thing to understand about fear is your friend. Fear is trying to help you. Fear is there to protect you. You know, many years ago, my sister's little son went to blow out his candles on his cake and he set his hair on fire. Well, he singed it. And every time he saw a candle, he'd go, hot, burn. Because he was reminding himself, don't go near a flame. And often when kids have done that, they burnt themselves, trapped their finger in a drawer, they'll say, hurt, ouchie, because they're remembering, oh, that hurt me, that dog bit me, and now I don't like dogs, that cat scratched me, and now I don't like cats. So you've got to see fear as being your friend. It's there to protect you. You know, many years ago, when I was in Africa, every time I went out, the first thing you do is look. You're looking around for lion droppings. You never leave your tent at night to go to the bathroom. You shake out your shoes in case there's a scorpion in there. You look for snakes. In fact, I went into the bathroom one day and a scorpion came running out. I called them, they came in and they just cut it in half with a knife and went, oh, it's nothing. It doesn't even kill you, it paralyzes you. But from that moment, every time I went into that bathroom, I wore slippers, I stamped my feet, I put the light on. The days of wandering in there barefoot were long gone, because mine was saying there was a scorpion, there could be another one. So keep your shoes on, when you sing on the loop, keep your feet up in the air. Just be aware of a scorpion because it could paralyze you. When I was in Australia, every time I walked to the pool, I would stamp my feet really hard, because that means the snakes in the grass go away. They don't like the sound of stamping feet. So all of those fears, it could be snakes, could be a scorpion, could be a spider, are there to protect us. When you see a spider, you go, ooh, and you kind of lift your legs up in the air. No one does that when they see a lion, because a scuttly thing, you don't know where it is, so you jump and you kind of shriek. Same thing with little mice and rats. When you see a lion, you stand completely still. If you see a gorilla, you look at the ground, because you're learning all these behaviors designed to protect you. Let's talk about your fear. Most of the fears are never going to happen. Statistics show that 4% of things you fear are likely to happen, only 4%. And we spend so long thinking that plane's going to crash, I'm going to fall, I'm going to die, I'm going to freeze. And it's probably never going to happen. But when you have a fear, and fears are normal, fear of heights, fear of flying, they're normal. We escalate fears with our language. This is terrifying. I'm dying here. Often when we watch a movie, we go, oh my God, I was jumping out of my skin. I was hiding under the seat. My stomach was in knots. I was terrified. And this really isn't true. So you can make a fear much, much worse by escalating your language. You can make it less by de-escalating. So let me show you how this works. I want you to imagine you're looking at a syringe, a long, shiny needle. You see, that needle is not going to do anything to you. It's what you think about the needle. If you were having a tattoo, if you're having a whole sleeve on your arm, you'd be you wouldn't go, oh, does that hurt? Is that needle going to pierce me? Hey, I'm going to have a whole sleeve. I'm having tattoos everywhere. I'm having roses all down my back. You'd never go to the tattoo parlor going, I'm a bit scared of the pain. I'm really worried. In fact, many people wear tattoos and go, look at me. I'm stoic. I can take pain. Look at all my tattoos. They wear that as a badge of honor. If you're in extreme pain, you would welcome that needle. You know, I got run over last year and I'm a bit lying in the road and I was waiting for the sirens, because I knew when I heard the sirens, the needle would be going in my arm, I would feel no more pain. And I was so, when I heard that siren, I was like, oh yes, here they come. And lo and behold, there's my arm. Put whatever you like in it, because I just needed that pain. My leg was broken in 14 places to stop. I didn't go, oh my God, I don't like needles. You know, it's going to hurt me. I was like, ram that needle in and take away my pain. And then I knew they could turn my foot around and get me in an ambulance. And I didn't have a fear of needles. I was welcoming it. Imagine women are having Botox. They welcome the needle. So it's not the needle. If you're having a tattoo, if you're having cosmetic treatments, if you're in extreme pain, you're excited about the needle. Or you can choose to say, no, I hate needles. I never go to the dentist. My teeth are falling out of my head. I've got bad breath. But you see, I can't go to the dentist. I've worked with clients like that. Terrible bad breath, half their teeth missing. They go, but I can't go to the dentist because I'm scared of needles. And imagine I had a lump of meat in my hand right now. If you're a Hindu, that would be so offensive. If you're a vegan, it would be awful. But if you're a bodybuilder, it would be a wonderful thing. It's the pictures we make about something we think is scary and the words we say to ourselves. I'm scared of heights. You see, we think we're so modern, but we have a primal brain. Your primal brain, when you go up high in a building and look out of the window, it goes, get away from the edge, you fool. You could die. So even though we know there's glass that thick and we're very safe, when we get to the edge, we feel nervous. Let's imagine this. If I said you stand on a little bench, a little park bench, can you stand on that bench? Of course I can stand on a bench. Anyone can stand on a bench. But now let's imagine the same size of the bench is a window ledge, and it's thousands of feet up in the air, and there's no railings. Who's going to stand on that bench? No one. Who's going to stand on the window ledge the same size as the bench? No one, because the mind goes, no, but this is high. I could fall. And that's what happens. You could stand on a bench, you could stand on a chair, but thousands of feet up, there's no way, because your brain, in an effort to keep you alive, says, get away, that's too narrow, there's no railings, you might fall. So you see, your primitive brain is reminding you, don't do that. You should welcome fear. You should be aware of it. You should lock your doors at night. Be aware where you're walking. You should be careful when you're crossing in traffic. Fear keeps you alive. But some of us talk ourselves into more and more fear. I'm always going to get dumped. I'm going to get ghosted. It's all going to go wrong. I'm going to open my mouth this week and go, and sound like an idiot. So you have to de-escalate your language. Fear is normal. You know, I've been speaking on stage for a long time, but the first few times I went to speak on stage, you go, oh, my hands feel really funny, and I got that feeling in my stomach, and I knew I had a choice. Talk myself into it or talk myself out of it. Talk myself into it, oh my God, I'm feeling sick. I keep needing to pee every 5 minutes. My hands are shaking. My mouth is, I've just eaten masses of peanut butter. I can't go on stage. Or, oh yes, most speakers get this feeling just before they go on stage, and it's normal. It's called adrenaline, and it's worse before. When I'm on stage, I'll forget about wanting to pee. Everything will be just great. So we always have to talk ourselves out of it, not into it. So remember, fear is your friend. It's normal to have fears. It's normal before you're going to surgery to have some moments of fear. But it's also normal to not make it worse, but to make it less. So I talked about a needle, but imagine we've got a picture of a dog here, or indeed a cat. People go, oh, I don't like dogs. You know, they bite you, they're unpredictable. Those cats can scratch you, and they can have all kinds of germs in their claws. Or, oh, I love cats, I love dogs. When you focus on the worst possible outcome, you make fear 1,000,000 times worse. And when you focus on the best outcome, it's okay. You know, many years ago, I was at a university lecture at a university in London. It was a Friday night, about 6 o'clock. And I had to put money in my meter, so I put my handbag under a table, hid it, and I got in the elevator with just some coins, pressed the button, and it went completely black. And it moved, and it stopped. And I'm like, oh, I'm in an elevator that's broken down on a Friday night in a university. And my first thought is no one's going to come until Monday. But my second thought was, well, that's only 2 days. You can live for 2 days without food. I can live for 2 days without water. My daughter was at college. I wasn't dating my husband. Nobody would have actually even known where I was. My friends would have called. I wouldn't have answered. And so my first thought was, this is not good. But my second was, no, it's okay. Because I knew that I had to talk myself out of rising panic. I'm trapped in an elevator. Oh my God, no one's coming. Let me start screaming and shouting. I'm claustrophobia. I had to go into it's okay. The worst possible outcome, being here for 2.5 days, well, that's going to be very boring. But I can do it, and I'll be fine on Monday morning. And because I was so calm and saying, it's fine, I started to run my hands up and down the walls really slow. I had no idea where the buttons were because it was pitch black. I didn't have my phone. Ran my hands up and down. And then eventually I found some buttons. And instead of panicking, I pressed each one very slowly. Let's try that one. Let's try that one. Because panic makes your mind not think rationally. and I was looking for both the alarm button and a button to, and actually the elevator moved. It dropped one floor, the doors open, I ran out of there. I have never been in an elevator again. I'm never going to go without my phone fully charged because it has lights. But I still got in elevators. I didn't go, no, I can never get in a lift again. I just understood, always have your phone with you, always have light so you know where the emergency phone is. Let's go through this step by step. The first thing is you might be feeling a fear. That's completely normal. It's there to protect you. The second step is to breathe through the fear. The third step is talk yourself out of it, not into it. What am I saying here? How is my language? Am I escalating the fear? Could I minimize the fear? And even use logic too. Hey, planes are safer than being in a car. I'm telling myself, oh my God, I'm scared of flying. I never say I'm scared of being in a car or an Uber. So breathe, rationalize, and dialogue with your mind. You've all heard of fight, flee, freeze. Your primitive brain, oh my God, there's a lion, there's a weirdo, there's a danger, I got a choice. I can fight it, or I can run, or I can stand still and freeze. But you see, what happens now is we feel like thinking, oh my God, look at my inbox, 800 emails. And we can't fight the emails. And we can't flee, but we certainly freeze. I'm paralyzed by these emails. I've got to make a call. I've got to give a speech. And so our primitive brain is always ready to fight, flee, freeze, but it's your inbox, it's your task, it's a meeting with your boss, it's a presentation, it's a date you're going on. And you have to say, hey, I'm not a primitive person. There is no lion. I'm okay. I can deal with this presentation. The way you feel about everything is down to the pictures you are making and the words you're saying. Make the pictures positive, the words positive, use logic, use rational, use breathing. And remember, fear is your friend. It doesn't want to your life. It wants to keep you safe. And you can work with it. Thank you, fear, for keeping me safe. Thank you for reminding me that I've got to be careful here. Pay attention here. Like when I'm driving, pay attention. I don't put my seatbelt on thinking, oh God, I'm going to die today. I think, no, I'm going to be safe. Good to put on a seatbelt. Same thing on a plane. Fear is your friend. Never focus on the worst possible outcome. Focus on the best possible outcome. And if you want to learn how to really do this, listen to my audio on overcoming fear, because it might just change your life. Check out my next video here.